Hi, this is Saray. I'm just going to use this feature. This phone is trying to mess around with somebody who's talking to that feature, using that feature like on their phone, and it's just insane. But so I'm going to talk about targeting homeless people for a hate crime. Okay, that everybody keeps trying to prove, and they're doing it with this thing, like as if it was already assumed that that homeless people need to be more receptive to the hate crime that's being committed against them, you know? And no, that's not true in Santa Cruz, California. You know what I mean? And it's just not true. You know, homeless people do not represent an opportunity for hate crime. You know what I mean? And we need to get control of ourselves on that subject, because I guess you would almost think that it just would be a homeless person, but it's not. You know what I mean? That you don't just teach somebody that they're being antagonized. You know what I mean? You don't just tell somebody that they're being antagonized, teach somebody that they're being antagonized, and then look at them with this look on your face like, you know what I mean? Because people are not constantly being antagonized by each other. That's not the way we function. We don't get together in the middle of town and like do some kind of a, whatever it is, you know, like a ceremony, you know? We don't do that. You know what I mean? It's an interesting subject that, you know, my mom was talking about anti-Semitism and so there's this thing from Donald Trump, you know. My understanding of Jewish people, because I've grown up with Jewish people my whole life, and my mom's married to a Jewish guy, and it's that Jewish people need to participate in these political discussions, because that's what it really turns out to be, from what I can see, is that you're not going to keep Jewish people away from these political conversations. So the most that you could probably say was therefore, okay, so that we're supposed to be having Jewish people in this conversation, this political conversation. So it's just, it's almost like it's not that much of a question. It's just, am I talking to any Jewish people? Yeah. You know what I mean? Pretty much. Because that's what the whole thing seems to suggest, like myself. You know, that if this is the case, and if this is the case, then this is a lot of political discussions. And we're talking about these people, so am I talking to those people? Okay, yeah, I'm talking to my Jewish friends too, you know. That they're just like some kind of a, you know, just like a crazy ass nut job that's just trying to actually continue to like stick his finger like where it doesn't belong, just to show everybody that this is the only thing that it looks like or something. You know what I mean? And it just needs to stop. You know? And I mean, people try to run around with their friends. People care about their friends, like in this world. So I said, oh, you know, I guess we all just really care about our friends like this much, or we all just really care about our friends like that much, or whatever. Like it is that we've been doing. That's fine. But you know what I mean. And I don't know how much people take, whatever it is, how much they take it to heart. I don't know, you know. But this guy is out here doing the same thing as this other guy with his brother's military identification. But you don't know how to get it through this conversation without like doing this thing like with your finger, you know, where it's not supposed to be. Because because he's just like a mayor of Simpleton, or like, you know what I mean? Has the solution to this problem, and it's just like, that's not the solution to this problem, you know. Antagonization, or just having anybody be responsible to that. It's just, it's despicable. And that we could just actually, we're trying to like reach some kind of determination, like, what type of barbarian would that be? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of a barbarian is it that puts dog poo-poo on somebody's shoe, like on the front porch? And what kind of a barbarian does that turn out to be that that puts a fly like in somebody else's soup? And what kind of a barbarian does this turn out to be like if you do this? And what kind of a barbarian does that turn out to be if you do that? And at the end you just go, ah ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? And why? Mambo Italiano. You know, because you know, you don't teach somebody how to eat a large plate of spaghetti. You learn how to make a large plate of spaghetti. If you're working in a restaurant, you don't teach them how to eat the right spaghetti. Those are your customers. Those are somebody's customers, and you have to treat them right. That's the reason why the servant is greater than the person who's sitting at the table. Other than that, what is that? You see what I mean? And so it's just like a complete and total. I mean, in one sense, we've been talking about these subjects like, I don't know, if you're going to welcome somebody into your house and like they've been friends like since junior high school, all these things that we talk about, you know what I mean? But this thing about the mayor of Simpleton is like somebody that's trying to kill that person. Because the most important thing is to laugh about the whole thing, and I disagree.